naked shamanism. Welcome to With Insights Radio. I'm your host, Iggy Garcia. I will take you on a journey across the universe through shamanism, metaphysical, and holistic. So sit back and relax and enjoy the show.
Get myself aligned. Woo. I know it's like 12:30 in the morning. But sometimes inspiration hits, and sometimes you just want to do things when it hits you. But just want to say hi to everybody, and welcome to Iggy Garcia Live. I tell you, this month's flying by. It's almost April. I can't believe it. March is going out like a bang, just like that, boom, very quickly. So I don't know where this year is going. It's going pretty quick. We're already in spring. Spring's here, and I'm pretty excited for that. I'm pretty jacked up about that. Um, Spring is like one of my favorite times, and I want to say everybody who's online, Juanita, how are you? Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. But yeah, I just been kind of taking a break from Facebook a little bit. I decided that I was gonna step back a little bit away from it and try other types of social media. So I've been kind of dabbling around and on the Twitter feeds and dabbling around on the Instagram feeds, which is kind of nice because they're a little bit different types of ways of expressing yourself. Facebook has become kind of its own entity, its own thing. So I'm pretty I'm happy to be back, but I'm also kind of don't miss it at the same time. But it's a way to connect with people. It's a way to connect with friends and family and people that I've met and people I know. So those of you who follow the work I do in the drumming, the holistic work, the metaphysical work I do, know that I stay pretty busy here in Columbus, Ohio. But that's the way I would like it, and that's the way I like it to be. So anyway, I wanted to just take a moment and just kind of relax and just kind of prepare ourselves, to get ready for the coming, warm weather that we're about to experience. Our weather here in Columbus has been pretty nice. We had tornado warnings the other day, and we had some pretty severe, nasty weather. But that comes with the territory. It comes with what happens in this time in life. So let's take a moment to just relax and think about what that means. What we want to do, what we want to accomplish here in this spring, in this summer, and this fall. Not to jump ahead too far ahead, but it's nice to get out of the cold weather. I mean, I have nothing against snow, but it was kind of mild, but it's nice to get into spring because I love to garden. I'm like an avid gardener. I love my garden. I love to plant things, and it's pretty exciting. Excuse me. But today I just kind of want to just relax, take a couple deep breaths, and just take in the energies that are upon us and the things that we're going to experience here in the next you know 3 to 4 months. We're going to have some really nice, cool, some nice, amazing weather, some nice, amazing times. But the things I've been doing, not a whole lot, just kind of, working on myself, just doing some things. And I've been doing my 1 minute changes. Basically, those of you who follow any of the things I do, 1 minute changes is videos that I've created that are actually on Instagram, here on Facebook as well. They get a big buzz on Instagram. It's just a different platform. Here on Facebook, maybe not so much. But 1 minute changes are videos where I just created 1 minute segments about certain things, and then I try to follow up with my show, Iggy Garcia Live, with that segment about what I was talking about on the 1 minute changes. For example, this 1 minute change video that I did was about journaling, about what it means to have a journal, something like this, just a book or a piece of paper. It could be coloring book. Really, it's up to you what you want to use. But the point is that journaling is a very, 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 very powerful thing that to write your thoughts and to actually put them on paper and to, document, either very, very precise or not precise at all, the things that happen in your life and the things that are going on. Journaling is one of the very powerful things that I found that helps me to kind of gather myself and bring things together for me. It's just something you can do for 5-10 minutes, something that's very simple, very easy. But journaling, you know, is a tool that's been used for many, many centuries. Many people have done it, and great writings have come from journaling. I have here on my desk a whole bunch of journals, and I go back and I read the stories that I wrote, the things that were important to me, the things that I thought that were crucial in my development, things that I thought that I needed to record. And when I go back and I read it, it's pretty interesting to see where my thought was, where I was thinking, what was going on in my life, what was happening, and the things that I really wanted to accomplish. So it's simple. And the thing about journaling and or journal is that you can write it at your own pace. It doesn't have to be dictated by anybody else's beliefs or anybody else's standards. The best kind of journaling that I like to do is just freestyle, just no punctuations, no nothing, and just keep writing and just let the flow go and just let you move right through it. Sometimes when we start to think too much about even the bad spelling, I just write, just free write. It's a free form of writing because what I find is, it, you know, when you're in that spirit led moment, it's not about being precise. It's about writing what's on your heart, what's in your spirit, what's on your soul, what's happening, and what you want to relay to yourself. It's really a way of communicating to who you are and what you want to do and where you are, and cultivating that spiritual growth through your own journaling and creating all the things that you've been wanting to do, the gratitude, the attitude, the positive, everything. It works in your journaling. I mean, I was looking through just things that I wrote a few years ago, about talking stick, talking feather, the importance of about birds and languages, and how the birds communicate and how they communicate to one another. And I'm looking here in my journal, and I found it pretty easy. I wrote about the eagle, the leader of the birds, the most powerful, that flies highest, flies closest to the creator. Turkey keeps grounded, healthy, and keeping one. I write these things because I encounter animals all the time, and for me, when I journal that, it's a it's cool to go back and just look, and of all these quotes and things that I wrote, and like this one quote, I don't know where I got it. It says, "What do you call a boomerang that does not come back?" Question mark, question mark, question mark. Okay. Will the decisions, okay, here's one. Will the decisions we make matter in 5, 25 years, or 10,000 years? I mean, if I was to think that I was going to remember that at any given time, I probably wouldn't. But it's nice to go back and just look at your journal and go into your journal and rediscover pieces and parts of you that you've put here. And so I know not everybody likes to write, but free form writing on journaling is very powerful because when you free form, it's it's spirit working through you. It's your wayakin. It's your great spirit flowing through you. It's that energy, that magic, that stuff that 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 resides inside of us and outside of us, in all through us, and all my relations, all my connections. So and it's a way to maintain a log about where you've been, what you've succeeded in, what you haven't succeeded in, what you would like to succeed in. So basically, a journal is a log of your life, but in a free form, and it's in a short form, because obviously we don't necessarily get super precise in when we write our journals, but when we do write, we write about the things that are important to us. And journaling is one of those things that is magical. And many people have journaled, and I have to say, when I was younger, I didn't really like to journal. I didn't really like to, share things because you always hear the stories about people finding their journals and they write things. But I have journals that I sit on my desk, and I have journals that are sit in my safe, that is my personal, intimate, most profound thoughts that I really don't want anybody to find till maybe the day after I am no longer on this planet and no longer, part of this 3D world. But anyhow, you know, in journaling you can put anything in there. You can put the playlists of your songs, you can put, the recipes. Journaling doesn't have to be anything that is necessarily one way. A journal can be something just about, you can have several journals. You can have journals about your day. You can have journals about one child. You can have journals how you experience certain situations. So you can have more than one. Now it takes time, yes, but the thing is, you know you write these things down, and you don't forget these things. And like Juanita says, most of the time I get messages in dreams. and I get messages in dreams. I have a dream journal too. So, and sometimes the dream journal, when you're half asleep and you're laying on the bed and you're going, and you don't want to forget, so you start to write things down, and then you can go back later and then you can reflect on it, and then you can kind of see and work because through the works that I've done, and I've been taught, our dreams are of us, even though there are people and other things and events are in there, but they're usually about deep spiritual emotions and traumas about, situations. And it's a way to prophesize too. Dreams are actually a way to prophesize and see the future or take into the glimpse because everything is an illusion, but everything also coexists simultaneously. So the things that we experience now, future, past, and present, are always living on. They're either living on through memory, they're either living on through history, but they're living on. We never truly die. The only thing that necessarily goes away is our body, but our body is reconstituted into the earth if we allow it to be. But I don't want to get off topic here because we're kind of talking about journaling. But let's see. So journaling is also a way to express how you really feel about yourself, and how you really feel about certain situations. And it can help you get into that feeling. Kind of like right now, I'm in that feeling. I was journaling before I was on the air here because I really was in that feeling. I really wanted to share that with you because I know a lot of you want to journal, and a lot of you don't necessarily do because you're busy. But you can journal as you're watching TV. You can journal as you're, not necessarily driving, but you can journal if you're the passenger in a car, like someone else is driving. You can journal. But journaling is one of those things that it's not difficult. I don't believe it's difficult, But I also have a drawing journal. I have a journal where I just draw and I doodle and I scribble. Let me see if I can pull that up for you because it's one of those things that journals don't have to be anything specific. See how it's colorful. Let's see if I can pull something up here real quick. And see, here's something in my journal. If you see that picture, if you can see that, it's just a circle. These things that come to my mind, things that just pop in my head. And let's see. And I had a vision about these three guys, and one was playing guitar, one was smoking a pipe, and one was playing a drum. That was here. It looks like scribbling, but to me, it meant something. Let's see if I have anything else. I've even had in this particular journal, I have this language that I have no clue what it is. I mean, and there's this guy, and it looks kind of like something that you would see in an alien movie or something. Excuse me. But yeah, I get into these modes. Sometimes I'll just write in a language that I've never seen before, or necessarily seen in this lifetime. But I start to write these little lines, these little dashes. Maybe you guys do that too. I don't know. But journaling gives you a time to have a different point of view on things too. Also, so you can kind of just see things from a different perspective. Sometimes when we journal, it's a way for us to actually express our emotions too, because sometimes we, instead of wanting to speak it, we could write it down. We can actually express that emotion on paper and pen, and and then we can kind of go into that place where we're able to express ourselves. Um, and then you can write about your life, and that's what I like about journaling. You can just write about your life. Write you If you journal, you're really writing a story about your life, a book of your life, of what's been going on in your life. And that's what I like about when I journal, personally journal, because I find it. And it's me. It's my story. It's me. So anytime that's in here, it's hi. My name is Iggy, and this is my book, and this is what I write, and this is who I am, and this is what I've experienced, and this is how I experienced. I even have like you know I've actually glued like these little cards and stuff for my trips that I've gone around the world. It almost becomes like a scrapbook. I voted today. But it's really up to you. You can be as creative as you want to be. Just a reminder what happened. What's going on. And let's see if I can find anything else. I mean, there's a lot here. I wrote also. This journal goes back to let's see, May 18th, 2015. I have it as marked as lost. Rest in peace, Deb Tenenbaum. My friend Deb died in her sleep. It was a total shock to me and to all that knew her. She was our flute player in the Condor Eagle Drummers, and she will be sorely missed. So, I would not that I would forgotten about her. It's a memory that I got to record and share about her. Got to share about. So, for me, that's very powerful, and I find that really um, special because I really wouldn't have remembered that aspects of her. And there's so many things, and I have so many journals over here, and I can't even imagine what I have in here. Some of them are just full of images, which is I find really really cool. And I'm not a big drawer. I can't say, but it's a way to build my serenity, to build my what's inside of me, what's pure, and it just brings a different version of myself. Journaling does, and something that I get to express about who I am and how I see the world at that particular moment. Because we all see the world in different perspectives and different perceptions, and sometimes we get to say, "Wow, that's something that affected me. That's something that was very powerful." And they're just very simple acts. They're very simple acts of writing, sentences and paragraphs, and something you do. You don't have to do it every day. You can do it when you're called to, or you can do it every day. But it's inspiring. Like Stephanie's saying, this moment is very inspiring for me, and this is a written. I mean, Facebook is kind of like a journal. You write the things and your thoughts and things that are on there, and they're recorded unless you delete it, and it's there, and we get a glimpse into what somebody is feeling or what somebody's thinking, and all the things that go on in this life. So for me, journaling is very powerful. It's always been a tool that I always work with, and I always suggest to people to use because it's one of those things that is very simple to do. Now, sometimes we can't write. Sometimes we get stuck, and sometimes we're not in the mood to write. But sometimes we just need to sit there and open up the page, get the pen ready, and just start, you know, just just let it write. It's a self portrait of who you are, a self portrait of your story, of how you perceive yourself, and how we do things. And I'm reading here everybody's comments because I find it very important. Noni says, "Yes, wow, our book of life, like the stories in the Bible." 100. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. I mean, they are stories of ours. Maybe one day, they'll find our journals, just laying around in some building. Who knows? And they'll open them up and they'll say, "Wow, Taco Tuesday at Garcia's." That's what's in my one journal. It's funny. But anyhow, it's journaling. Journaling is it's probably the most easiest, the most simplest thing that you could possibly do. It's also a way for you to get into a meditation and get into a place of relaxation, a place for you to express what's on your heart, what's in your spirit, what's in your soul. And what's really cool is when the day that we do transition into the next world, we actually have left a written document, a written history about ourselves and who we are and what we've accomplished and what we've done and what we've not done and what we've fallen short. Our journals is a history of ourselves. And then you know what? We can teach another generation about how we perceive the world, how we saw the world, because everybody sees the world completely different. I see the world different. You see the world different. We all express it in our own true natural way. So it's simple. It's simple. Just do it. Just get up and just write, and it doesn't cost you anything except for the pen and the paper or maybe the journal. And you know what's funny? You can get as elaborate as you want, and you can be as simple as you want. And I also told people, you use a coloring book. You can color and you can design. Now they have those mandala books, those books with all the colors where you take all the colored pens and you use them all and you color them all in. Excuse me. But it's a way to express. It's a way to relax. Journaling actually is a way for you to just relax and just be where you need to be and for you to just feel what you need to feel. And when you journal, it takes you on this magical ride. It takes you in this place where you probably wouldn't have gone if you wouldn't have started to write. you know, and it's really, really captivating, very, very, very powerful, and very, very, very therapeutic to write. Very, very therapeutic, very, very inspiring. And then, when you journal, sometimes you don't want to write anything. You just leave it blank. But what I would suggest is if you put dates on it. I mean, and there's times when, I've journaled and I said I was going to journal and I haven't. And I feel really frustrated sometimes. I go, I wish I would have journaled that. I wish I would remember because I don't remember exactly how that story went or how it was. And that can be really frustrating for people at times when you really wanted to share something and do something and you didn't do it. But you know, it's just journaling is powerful. It's a way to edit your thoughts and put them on paper and express yourself and just you know by starting that dialogue with yourself. Basically, you're having a conversation with you. You're having a conversation with spirit. You're having a conversation with your angels. You're having a conversation with God. You're having a conversation with whatever you're in line with, the universe. For me, it would be a universe. And like I said earlier, I draw on mine and I do, scribbles and scratches. And, Donna's talking about that she doodles. And, I mentioned that I didn't use the word doodle, but doodling is, it's also very powerful. There's no wrong way to journal. I don't believe there's any particular way that you should journal or have to journal. The only thing that I would suggest sometimes just let it flow instead of worrying about punctuations and capitals and whatever. I think naturally in your mind as you're writing, that happens. You just add things where they need to be. But the whole reason about journaling is just to be loose, be free. Journaling is a form of meditation. And it's a form of just going to the place you need to be, and that's where amazing things happen when you can you know, just journal. Just let it be, write down. You can actually ask yourself questions in journals. I have one journal where I just ask questions, and it's a little journal. But when I have a question and I want an answer, I'll actually write a question in that book and I'll close it. And then at night, I create the process of having things occur and having things answered for myself. And then in the morning, I'll open it up, and then I'll continue from that point where I asked the question, and then I'll start to write. I'll start to write down, okay, so should I do for this interview, for example? Then I'll write down. The next day I'll wake up and I'll write down. So, you can have more than one journal. Like I said earlier, you can have more than one journal, and those journals, take you where they need to be. Um, it's your reality. It's who you are. It's part of what you want to be. But I also like scrapbooking in the sense of just putting down like movie tickets, things that you've done with somebody, photos, little things like that. That's really exciting. I find that that's kind of neat because within that page, I can actually write down, where I was. Let's see. Let me see if I can give you an example here. Okay, here, I have my boarding passes when I believe this is when I was going to Cleveland. These are my boarding passes on my trip to Peru when I take people to Peru. And these boarding passes, are a reminder of things that I've accomplished in my life. It's kind of like my own personal passport, my own personal life. And here's a little picture, a ticket of Machu Picchu when I was in Machu Picchu, and the JetBlue and the different places I visited. And it's really fun. It's fun. It's like just my own little storytelling. And maybe one day my grandkids will go through it. And let's see. And here, for example, is I had a lady. She came in to talk to me about. It's kind of funny. She's a former mother of a student that I used to coach soccer in middle school, and she came to talk to me about the message, the gospel. Okay, so she gave me this about Jesus Christ, and you know, I put it there because it was a spiritual moment for me. It was one of those things. And then here I have like Ellis Island when I went to Ellis Island, and then here is rhythms that I practice on my drumming. As you can see, these are all the little. This is what I do with the dumbek, the drumming. But it's all in here. Kind of cool. And then sometimes I have money from Peru, And then I put something about how to care for your flutes, in my journal. So really, it's up to you. It's all about your personality and what you want to accomplish, what you want to share, and what you want to relate to yourself. Because basically, what we're doing here and journaling, we're developing our intuition to express, our intuition to read, our intuition to forecast. But it's about developing our intuition, and that's what's important. That it's personal, that it's yours. And some journals are made to share, some journals are not. But regardless, like I said, it's a history. That's a history. And I know some of you have written there. Free writing, yeah, we talked about free writing, and you do the same. And I have flight tickets to Hawaii. So yeah, we're all kind of on the same page. And it's just a reminder that you're on the right track, and it's a reminder that you know it's never too late to get started. Never too late to get started on your journaling. So basically, just just have fun with it, and it's nice to see you too. And it's nice to see everybody online. I know it's late, but I find that I do better at night. This late at night, I'm a night owl. I had my shows on during the day, and it's a different feel, it's a different energy for me. But I love doing these late Iggy Garcia live late shows at night. Um, I think my crowd's up at that time. People who are kind of like me, like to go off and just kind of be themselves, or don't have to work in the morning unless later. But either way, but just start journaling. Just start journaling that self portrait of yourself. Just create that self portrait of who you are, or how you feel, how you perceive who you are, and share it with the world. But like I said, there's no wrong way to journal, and journal's been done for many, many, many centuries, and that will probably continue as long as man is on this planet. And just maintain a successful log of your life. But I love you guys too. You guys inspire me to do this work. I strive to, share the things that I do, and I know a lot of you guys do a lot of the work that I do in your own way. And so that journal's calling me. So I'm going to pull this journal out for some reason. Let's see. This one, this one goes back, way back. Wow. Let's see what's in here. All right. This one, I don't even know where it's dated. This goes back almost to 2011 when I was doing like my permaculture stuff. But there's something in here that I have to flip through. Oh wow, that's pretty cool. And here I am at Shrum Mound. I just drew a little picture where I was doing on, if you can see that. It's just me up on the hill, and the vision of the snake that I had when the snake came to me and the angel. And I know there's pictures and drawings in this one. Oh yeah, here's this is cool. Here's pictures of my son and I. My son GB, who's actually in Korea right now, and he's just a little guy there. And then a letter from Jake, who's married to my daughter. Wow, nice. Yeah, it's kind of cool to go back in time here a little bit and just kind of see where you've been and what you've been doing. I know there's a picture in here that I want to find that I found. I think it's called Key. I called it the Keys, I believe. The Keys. Maybe it's not in this one. But anyhow, I know that it's just a big doodles of little circles that I did. Maybe it's not to be found in this particular one. And here's my fortune cookies all in there. Yeah, this is a little insight on me, a little sharing about who I am, and I love to share things. Here's another one. This one goes back to 2010. It goes way back. Yeah, see now here's some things that I did for those of you who are online. Just little things. There's a little leaf. Of course, this is something from the prophecy circle. That's my son, Evie, who's in North Korea, South Korea. I keep saying North Korea. I don't know why, but that's not where he's at. So let's see. And there's a picture I made. I drew that and put it on somebody's drum. You see that? And yeah, I think it's just time to reflect back. And these are things that I saw in a vision. These little circles. And yeah, this is pretty cool to go back in time. Um, yeah, here's another illumination thing that I had going on. So yeah, it's a little time in history. And here's me doing a pipe ceremony. If you can see that. There is one thing I wanted to show you guys because I thought it was pretty exciting, but I don't want to get too lost. Yeah, these are the pictures and designs that I did, and I think it's gonna come up here in a second. Yeah, this is something about the Elohims that I did. If those of you can see that. Yeah, you just kind of forget sometimes the things that you've written and the things that you've expressed yourself with. It's kind of it's kind of fun. It's kind of neat. I'm kind of looking now. I'm like curious, and here I just wrote love, love, love all over. So I mean, I'm just giving you ideas of things you can do because it's really up to you how you want to express, how you want to share your thoughts, and how you want to, you know, have people look at you. But but besides that, that's really all I wanted to share with you guys. Just start writing. 5-10 minutes a day. It's nothing crazy, nothing. Cultivate. Your juices and get it going. Start journaling those self portraits like I was talking about. Uh, keep a diary, a nature diary, just something that you do in nature, something that you do in home, something. These are just ideas I'm giving you. Maintain a log. I think we talked about. Keep a log, a playlist of your favorite songs. I don't think we covered that. I really don't have one of those, but I know that some friends of mine have that. And if something you're struggling with, write something about that. And I did say, and develop your intuition. So basically, that's it, guys. I just wanted to say that, and I wanted to share with you my journals and my thoughts, and encourage you to keep journaling, keep drawing, and keep sharing, and just do the free writing. And I hope that you guys are able to come to our drumming this Sunday at Whetstone Park. Those of you who live in Columbus, Ohio, and if not, those of you who are somewhere in your neighborhood, start a drum circle. Just get a couple friends and just do it. It's easy, it's fun, it's a good time. So visit me at iggygarcia.com. That's where you guys can find me, or here on Facebook. Just touch base with me. Let me know what's going on in your life. I like to share. This is what goes on in my life. This is what I do, and keep watching my when it changes. And listen to my shows and just keep in contact with me. And with that, I just want to say good night. I want to say thank you, and check our shows out here on With Insights Radio and Iggy Garcia Live on Sprecher. And take care, guys. Have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful rest of the week. And, get some sleep because you guys are up late. It's like 1:10 here in Columbus. All right. So be well.